Hello, Miriam from YMCA Wonthaggi. Welcome to another set of floor exercises for people who maybe aren't too familiar with too much exercise at all. Suitable for beginners, based on Pilates, which is mainly what I teach. So to begin with, we'll need to set up. You don't have to have a mat as long as you've got maybe some carpet, or you might like a towel on the floor. And you'll need a towel to put under your head, or a small cushion, so something just with a little bit of support for when we're lying on our side or even on our back. It's good to have a bit behind. And today we'll be maybe sitting up and doing an exercise, so you might like one to sit your bottom on as well. You might like a different one, that's up to you. But at least one towel that you can fold up and place under whichever part is necessary. So just to let you know that before you start. So if you want to, stop the video now and pop over and get a little cushion or a towel for yourself. So that's all we need to know to begin with. Just pop those aside for the moment. And we'll start on our backs. So lie yourself down, come on down to your mat and lie yourself down, and we'll start with some stretches. Let's just stretch your arms and legs out long. Now if your arms won't go back overhead, that's okay, just take them out to the side. But stretch your legs out long and imagine you're trying to stand on the wall that's near your feet. So take a big breath in and stretch your feet out, and if you can, reach your arms up overhead and stretch them back towards the wall behind you as well. And breathe out and then relax. Now take a breath in again and stretch out long. Feel how good that feels to stretch out. Pretend you're as tall as anything. And relax down. And now just take roll over towards me, bend your knees towards me and reach your arms towards me. We'll do an exercise that's called book openings, and it's not really so much of an exercise as a stretch. So lift the top arm, so your bent knees are towards me, you're lying on your side and your hands are stretching towards me on top of each other. We're just going to lift our top arm up and over to behind you. So just let it go as far as it will and then bring it back again. We call it book openings because we imagine that our arms are like the covers of a book. So your body is like the pages of the book, it's steady on the floor. So here's where you need your pillow, you see. I forgot to mention that, I'm sorry. Put the towel or pillow under your head so we're lying on our side more comfortably. Apologies for that. So we'll try again. Take a breath in, reach our arm up, and then let it fall behind you. Just let it fall behind you. Open up through your shoulder. Just let it fall as far as it will go comfortably for you, and then breathe out and draw it back and close the book again. Let's open our book one more time. Take a breath in as you reach up and breathe out as you let your arm fall behind. You might find that breathing out helps your body relax a little bit, and you might find you can stretch back a bit further. Breathe in again as your arm reaches up and come on over. I said let's do one more, but we will do one more now. Let's try that with the breath. Really important in Pilates to think about the breathing that goes with the exercise. So as we inhale, we reach up, and then as we exhale, relax the shoulder, relax the chest, relax the arm, and let it fall back behind you. Breathe in and draw it up again, and close the book. So now we need to do it on the other side. So you can roll around and face me. So sit yourself up, turn yourself round so that you're still facing me. Get your towel ready under your head, and your knees are again bent towards me, but you're now lying on the other side. All right, got it? Hands are stacked on top of each other. Let's breathe in and lift our top arm up and come over behind. That's it. Lifting up and closing. Breathing in as we lift. Breathing out, remember to let your body relax and let your shoulder open as much as it can. Breathing in as you lift up again, lifting the cover of your book up and then closing the covers of your book. Let's do 2 or 3 more. Lifting up and opening over. So this is like a really good warm-up and relaxation exercise, as well as beginning to start to wake up your muscles that move your body. All we're doing is lifting our arm up and letting it fall over behind us. But there are muscles that are supporting our body to stay steady while we do this. Remember, we're breathing in as our book cover comes up, and we're breathing out as our cover closes. Let's do 1 more. Inhale as we lift, and exhale as we let that arm roll back behind us. Nice. Good. So now we'll come on up onto our backs with our knees up and our feet on the floor. Look and make sure, have your towel behind your head, by the way, that will help support your neck. Have your knees level with your hips, and hopefully your feet are not visible because they're directly in front there, lined up with your knees and your hips. Hands on the floor, palms down. We're just going to start with our pelvic curls. Now in Pilates, one of the most important things is to understand about deflating our belly balloon. So imagine that as you take a breath in through your nose, your belly's going to rise as if you're inflating the balloon, and then as you exhale, you're deflating the balloon so that it all collapses down. That presses your lower back towards the floor, and it also means that when you do it deeply enough, you might feel your tailbone start to lift up and kind of curl up under you as if your tailbone is coming on up. We call these pelvic curls. It's because we're curling our pelvis up and down by using our abdominal muscles to make a curve in our back. So I'll move my hand to the side. You keep your hands beside you on the floor so your palms are down on the floor. I'll just move my hand so you can more easily see what's happening down here. Okay? So take a breath in. Inflate the balloon. Now exhale through your mouth as if you're blowing out through a big wide straw. So you're not whistling, or you can if you like, but you're blowing air out through your mouth. So let's just try that one more time. Breathing in through the nose. Inflate your balloon and then deflate your balloon. See the belly lower down. Now it doesn't matter if your actual belly sticks up, but you'll know what I mean. You'll feel your lower back press closer to the floor, and you'll feel your bottom just start to feel as though it's going to lift slightly off the floor. And then relax everything and go back to neutral. Let's try that a few more times. Take a breath in. So expand your chest, let your belly lift up, and then blow the air out and press your belly down as if your navel is pressing through your spine towards the floor. And feel your bottom sort of lift a little bit, just slightly off the floor. And then relax everything back to neutral. You can place one hand on your tummy if you like, if that helps you feel how the muscles are working to move your belly up and down. So one more, breath in, and then breathe out. Good work. And now we'll deliberately try to lift our bottom up off the floor. But first of all, by curling our back down towards the floor and letting our tailbone lift almost by itself, then the next move is to squeeze your bottom cheeks together, squeeze your sit bones together. So imagine the sit bones that you can feel when you sit on a chair. You're going to squeeze them together as if you're trying to bring both sides of your hips together in the middle and pressing down at the same time. There's a lot to think about in Pilates. And then we add the breathing as well. So let's go. Breathe in through the nose. Lift that belly, expand the chest and the belly. Exhale through the mouth. Push the belly down through the floor and then squeeze your bottom and let your bottom lift up off the floor. Breathe in at the top and then breathe out. as you roll back down again, and then let your tailbone come down last. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in, breathing out. Lift the belly, press the belly down, lift the hips up just gently off the floor. Breathe in at the top, at the finish of the movement, and then breathe out and roll yourself back down again. Letting your tailbone level out, and then relax everything back to neutral. 1 more time. Big inhale, and then exhale. Squeeze the butt cheeks, squeeze the sit bones together. Let the hips just come up off the floor, just gently. Breathe in, and then breathe out. And roll all the way back down again, and relax. Good job. From here, I'm just checking my notes. So we're doing our bridge rolls. Now we're going to sit up. So push yourself up. You can come over onto your side and use your hands to push yourself up. Or, if you're feeling more active, hands behind thighs and roll yourself up. Whatever feels best. Now take your towel, so you might like the same towel you've had your head on, or you might like a separate one, but pop it under your bottom. If that's a little bit too high for you, that's okay, or you need to open it out a bit more, that's all right. Just be comfortable so that your hips are a little bit elevated off the floor. It's like sitting on a little cushion, just sitting up. This helps a lot, because when we're sitting up with our legs straight forward like this, it's actually quite hard to sit up straight. And with more cushioning under our bottom, that helps us keep a more upright posture, which is what we want for this next exercise. These are called spine stretch forward. Now this is fairly active, so take it easy here. But what we're going to do is practice the same thing we just did, lying on our back, but we're going to do the same thing sitting up. So this is why we might need a little bit more cushioning. I'm actually going to sit on my higher cushion. It's particularly relevant if you've got very tight hamstrings or you've got lower back issues. You really need some cushioning under your bottom to help you sit up straight. That feels a little bit better for me. It takes the pressure off if you're feeling tight here because of sitting on the floor with your legs out straight, then better to sit on a towel. Your other option could be either sit on a towel or not, but you can sit with your back against the wall. That's okay too. When we're just starting out, that might be what you need to do. It will work just the same. I'll show you though from side on so that you can see what's happening with my spine. So press your hands on your thighs and try to sit up as tall as you can. That's already working our belly muscles to keep us sitting up. If it's too much, please lean against a wall. That's fine. What we're going to do is the same thing we just did, inflating our belly balloon and then deflating it, creating what we call a C curve in our lower back. If you have osteoporosis in your lower back and you've been told to avoid flexion, that means bending exercises, you can still do the same thing, but you just won't bend as far. You'll just move the upper part of your body and your neck. Take it easy though, but the same action in the belly. I just want you to have the experience of the fact that you can use your belly muscles no matter what position you're in. So here we go. Just the same as we did when we were lying down. We're going to squeeze our bottom cheeks together and our sit bones together as we breathe in. Keep your feet pressed down to the floor. Breathe in and sit up tall. Inflate your belly balloon. Now deflate your belly balloon. And you might see how my back starts to curve just gently. Sit up again. Breathing in. Expand your belly and then breathe out and pull your belly in just like you did before. And see how you start, your chest comes forward a little. It's like you're rolling your ribs towards your hips. Breathe in and sit tall again. Let's do 2 more. And again, if you're finding it too hard on your back, please lean your back against a wall, but it will work exactly the same. Breathe in, sit tall, and then breathe out. pull your belly in and curl your upper part of your body over towards the lower part. And sit tall. Very, very good. We can do another exercise. If you're coping okay with that one, that's fine. And again, this next exercise you can also do with your back against the wall. We're going to do a modified form of an exercise called the saw. Now, S-A-W. So normally what we do is have our arms out wide. When we're doing more advanced Pilates, we turn our body and we pull our belly in and curl over, and we saw our little toe off with our little finger. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to make a start on the same kind of exercise. Once again, we need to pull our bellies in so we deflate our belly balloon, so we curl our spine just gently. And then we're going to reach across past our knee. So we're turning, this shoulder is aiming towards this front leg here. And then we'll do it to the other side. Here we go. Take a breath in, sit tall, and then turn and reach across your knee, keeping your belly pulled in, keep deflating your belly balloon, and then sit up tall, breathe in again. Now we'll curl away. So you're going to curl away from me, facing the other way. Sitting up tall, breathe out, deflate your belly balloon, and reach across the other way. Breathe in and sit tall again. Let's try 2 more on each side. I'm going to turn and face you so you can see what I'm doing. I wanted to stay turning side on for the moment so that you could see that it's the same movement, pulling the belly in to make that C curve in the spine. So here we go. We're going to go this way first. Sit up tall, breathe in and then breathe out. Pull the belly in and reach across. Breathe in and come up again. Breathe in, sit tall. Breathe out, pull that belly in, deflate your belly balloon, and keep breathing out while you reach across, and then sit up. 1 more each side. Sit tall, inflate the balloon, deflate the balloon, and reach. Sit up as you breathe in, and then exhale again, breathe out, deflate your belly balloon, reach across, and sit up again. Fantastic work. Now, you may have felt some work happening in your hip flexors here, the deep hip crease. That's very, very normal. We'll stop right there so that we then move into different exercises and take the pressure off. But it's very, very common to feel quite a lot of strain in here when we first start to do exercises where we're sitting up. That as your belly gets stronger, it will be able to do more work to support you. But as you start, you may find that that will happen. So let's take the pressure off, come back to our supine position with our knees up, cushion or towel behind your head, and we're just going to do some work with our upper abdominals now, particularly a little bit more reaching across. Work our oblique muscles, which we just started to warm up. So let's do a few of those, and then we'll move on to our tummies. We're rocking and rolling today. We're going to roll over to the side, onto our tummies and back again. Rock and roll. So I call these cactus arms. Take your elbow out to the side, level with your shoulder, and your fingers pointing straight up. You know, like those pictures of Mexican cactus. I'll just move so I'm not bumping into the furniture. That's it. So your arms are beside you, so your arms are out, elbows bent, fingers pointed towards the ceiling. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor. We're just going to reach one arm, this arm first, straight up towards the ceiling. So let's take a breath in. Breathe in through the nose, and then breathe out and reach that arm up towards the ceiling. And breathe in as we lower it back down. Breathe in first, breathe out as we reach up, and breathe in as we lower it back down. Now, why am I breathing like this? I'm breathing in first, and then I'm breathing out as I make the effort. And breathing in as I relax my arm back down. That might seem kind of backwards. Change to the other arm. Let's keep moving while we talk. Exhale and reach up. The reason is that when we breathe out as we exert ourselves, make the effort, so here we go again, breathe in first and then breathe out as you reach. First of all, it takes pressure off our pelvic floor. When you make an effort, breathe out as you lift, keep going. When you make an effort with muscles and you're really working to strain, well, not strain, but exercise muscles, there can be a tendency to hold your breath and push everywhere. And that can put pressure on your pelvic floor, which is not great, especially as we might get a little bit older and our pelvic floor might not hold us quite so comfortably as it should. So we need to learn to do exercises that will take the pressure off and in fact help us actually squeeze those muscles. That's what we're using when we squeeze our sit bones together and draw our hips sort of towards each other, or in our imagination. Come down. We'll do one more each side. Let's keep going. So you actually squeeze your sit bones together. That exercises your pelvic floor without actually putting pressure on it. Breathing out as we reach helps us do all of that. It also helps the muscles that we're working to do what we need them to do without strain. Good job. Let's roll onto our tummies and do some work here. So we won't need the cushion right now. We're just going to rest. You can have your head on it if you like, or you can fold your hands in front of you. So if your arms don't reach up so that this is uncomfortable for you, then you can certainly have your head on your cushion. That's quite okay. And your arms can be wherever they need to be. We're going to work the lower half to start with. So the first thing to do is the exercise that I like to call the child in the supermarket. So somebody's throwing a little bit of a tantrum and they're kicking their legs up in the air. So one leg kicks up, bending at the knee, and then the other leg kicks up, bending at the knee. So we just kick our foot up towards our bottom, so it feels like we're not actually doing much exercise. But when we kick our foot towards our bottom, it's actually working our hamstrings at the back of our legs. So just keep going while I'm talking. It's working the hamstrings at the back of our leg. It's also working muscles in our bottom. And it's actually gently exercising muscles all the way up and down our spine. Because lifting that leg up and pulling it towards us like this, all those muscles have to work and they're part of our powerhouse. Joseph Pilates referred to the powerhouse. He called these, most people say core muscles. But we've got core muscles that include muscles all the way up and down our spine. So when we do this gentle exercise, more gentle than a child in a supermarket if it's having a tantrum would do, we're gently working all of those muscles. And we do this often to start to warm up gently so that we can maybe do some more work. So here we go. And now we're going to work the muscles of the upper body a little bit more. So I'd like you to take your hands behind you. Again, you might need your cushion under your head, under your face. We're just going to reach our fingers back towards us and work more of the muscles up near our upper spine. So ideally your head is facing straight down or maybe turned onto the side on a pillow or cushion. I prefer to have my head facing straight down, trying to keep the back of your neck level. So take a breath in and all you're going to do is seeing if you can stretch your fingers back towards your feet and then relax. Take a breath in, so just like our pattern before, breathing in first to prepare and then breathing out as we stretch our fingers back towards our feet. Breathing in as we come down, ready to go again, breathing out as we stretch back. Breathing in to relax, breathing out to stretch back. Breathing in to relax, breathing out to stretch back. That's good. And that's enough to start to exercise muscles in our upper back that work our shoulder blades up and down our spine, or up and down our rib cage, and just gently, gently starting to warm them up and give them some exercise, all of which really important. Stretching back and lowering down. So your head ideally will face towards the floor, or if you need to, have your head on a cushion to one side. Try to come up as you reach back. Ideally, you'd be looking straight down, but wherever is comfortable for you. Let's just do 2 more. And down, and just gently reaching back. Well done. Nice work. Let's lie on our side now, just briefly. We'll just do a little bit of work on our side. Cushion or towel under your head. We're just going to try some side leg lifts. We've done a little bit of this sort of work before if you've been following these classes. If not, it doesn't matter. So again, you're lying with your arms facing towards me and your knees are bent towards me. So with your head supported with a cushion, or maybe even you can have your head on your arm, wherever you are. This other hand, it's your top hand, will be resting on the floor for extra stability. What we're going to try and do is move this top leg without letting our hips move backwards or forwards. So here we squeeze our sit bones and think about squeezing our bottom cheeks as well and bracing our belly just a little bit. We're just going to lift this bent knee straight up to the side. So up we go. This time we will breathe in as we lift and breathe out as we lower. When we're lying on our side, it takes the pressure off our pelvic floor anyway, and so we're just making gentle movements. So breathing in as you lift, breathing out as you lower. Trying to keep your foot a little bit above the level of your knee. We have done exercises in these classes where we've done the clam, where we just lift our knee. This time we're lifting our whole leg up, so ideally our foot is just a little bit above or level with our knee. Let's do a few more. And then we might try to use our upper body and reach that. So a couple more, breathing in. Good exercise for our hips as well, keep them nice and mobile. Lifting up and down, and one more, the last one, up and then down. Now reach your arm up towards the ceiling, and you can use this bottom arm that's on the floor as a little bit of a lever. We're just going to breathe in. Actually this time, no, we'll breathe out as we come up so that we don't push too much pressure on our pelvic floor. Squeeze your sit bones together instead. Support yourself in your lower body. Take a breath out and raise your arm towards the ceiling. If you need to support your head, you can. We'll just do a few here and then we'll switch sides. Breathing out, lifting up. Breathing in, coming down. Breathing out and down. One more and then we'll change sides. Out and come down. Good work. Now swing round. Bring your towel with you, or your cushion, or your arm. If you're just lying with your head on your arm, that's fine. Down we go, knees bent, hand on the floor to support you just to begin with. Again, breathing in as we lift our leg, breathing out as we lower. Breathing in, coming up, breathing out as we lower. Lifting a few more times, we'll go on this side and then we'll lift our arm instead. Then do a couple of stretches and finish. And lower. Lifting up and down. And if you're not getting very high up, it doesn't matter. It's the same muscles that are working. Just let your body do what it can do. Be happy with that. And you can keep practicing these. You can do this class over and over again. You just hit repeat. And you can keep practicing until you can maybe get your leg a little bit higher each time. 2 more. And lower. Good. Now our arm reaches up. Take a breath in and then breathe out. Support your head if you need to. Reach your arm up and lower down. 3 more. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, ready for the next one, and lift up, and done. Good job. Nice work. So from here we'll just do a few stretches coming onto our back once again. So here we can do some hamstring stretches. As you work into your bridge position, you will find that this will quite work hard your hamstrings. So when we do some more of that, we will find that it will be helpful to know how to do hamstring stretches safely. So the easiest way to do it is to have your feet on the floor, then lift one knee towards you and hold behind the back of your thigh. Draw it gently towards you. So as always, we start by breathing in and then we breathe out as we draw the leg towards us. Just gently stretching out through the back of the leg and stretching out through the bottom. We've done a little bit of bottom squeezing today, so it's always good to squeeze that out. Supported with your hands behind your thigh. As you feel a little bit more flexible, which will come with time, you can try straightening your knee and maybe holding your leg behind the calf. As always, we breathe in to begin the motion and then we breathe out as we gently stretch to find a little bit more length. Let's put our foot down and switch the other side. So other leg comes up, again breathe in and then breathe out and draw that knee towards you. Just breathe out and relax. Breathe in again and then breathe out as you draw a little bit more length into the back of that leg. And again, maybe you even be able to try today, breathe in and then breathe out and try holding the calf. But if you're not up to it yet, it doesn't matter. Just some people are a little bit more able with their hamstrings to stretch, and that's okay. And then release. Once again, roll over onto your side and sit up. So thank you for joining me again today. We'll come back again with some more floor exercises another time. Bye for now.